Chris Gray, Head of Sustainability and Agronomy in the Asia Pacific region for the RNA. Thank you very much for joining us and speaking to Syngenta Growing Golf. Chris, this is a new role, so tell us, what is the purpose of the work and the role that you've taken on?
Thanks, Gary. Yes, the purpose of the role is to focus on sustainability and agronomy in the Asia Pacific region. Sustainability is one of the strategic pillars for the RNA, and obviously our focus initially has been on the UK and Europe, and given the fact that a lot of golf developments happened over the past several years here in Asia, we wanted to have somebody in the region to be able to work with our local affiliates and golf bodies in the countries right through the Asia Pacific region. We've got a lot of new golf development happening in places like Vietnam, China, of course, has happened over the years, but also working with more established golf bodies such as Golf Australia and New Zealand Golf, where golf has been around for a long time, and they actually are doing a lot of good work. There's a lot of talk around sustainability, what it is. To the RNA, sustainability is nature, community, and resources. So it's bringing all those together with our affiliates, and then that goes down to the golf club level.
How important is the role of the superintendent in all of this?
It's extremely important to instill the practices in the golf course, especially with training local staff on responsible use of pesticides, chemicals, fertilizers, knowing how to use them, when to use them, and a lot of that comes with experience and technology transfer to the staff in the countries here. It is important to work with the local distributors of the products as well. I know Syngenta has a big presence in the region and a good distribution network. They have the technical support throughout. So it's important for the superintendent to bring that expertise, work with the experts in the field to instill the practices.
Tell us about the RNA's Golf Course 2030 initiative and also the ongoing partnership with GEO and its on-course program.
The Golf Course 2030 initiative that was developed in 2018, and specifically to look at the challenges golf courses face around climate change, resource constraints, and also regulation in certain countries. So we're looking to do individual plans for Golf Course 2030. Great Britain and Ireland has been completed. That was the first country that was done. There's already some projects which are being studied at the moment that come out of that initial plan. Some parts of Scandinavia, Spain completed the plan. We recently completed a Golf Course 2030 plan for Singapore, which we're working with Sentosa Golf Club around a waste recycling project. We've just launched Golf Course 2030 in Australia and launching as well in New Zealand as well. So working with the national bodies there and also the sports turf associations there as well as state government and federal government. You mentioned the GEO on-course program. Also an on-course program, Australia has just been kicked off in August with the Australian Sports Turf Managers Association and GEO, and the RNA is also involved in assisting with the implementation of that event, because it's an important program to have evidence of actually what you're doing, data collection, recording, all of that comes out of it. A lot of superintendents can talk about what they're doing, but it's important to be backed up by evidence of what you are actually doing. Being able to calculate your carbon footprint, you can do through the on-course program and see where you're at, and also tell the message, whether it be to your members, local community, or a broader community on social media. So it gives the superintendent actually some really good resource tools to be able to get the message out about what they're doing on the sustainability front.
Okay, well, Chris Gray from the RNA, thank you very much for speaking to Syngenta Growing Golf.
Thanks very much, Gary.